Welcome to the REI Hacker Podcast, where we unlock the secrets of real estate success. Join us as we dive into the journeys of top investors, mentors, and industry experts. Learn from their experiences and navigate the highs and lows of the investing world. And now, let's hand it off to our host, Benson Juarez.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. I am really excited. Thank you for jumping on this edition of our podcast. My friend Helena Wu is with us today. She is an up-and-coming star in the real estate investing industry. She's making lots of waves in the wholesale space. She is a star astro flipping student, and she's also an entrepreneur doing lots of different things, doing speaking engagements and just doing a lot of really positive stuff in the industry. And so, Helena, I want to thank you so much for being with me today, taking some time out of your busy schedule. I know it's Friday and it's the end of the day for you, likely, but you took some time to spend with me today, and I'm really grateful.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I was super looking forward to it.
Yes, and we've been able to meet in person a handful of times because we run in some of the same circles, and obviously, there's a lot of people in the real estate investing space, but it's a really small community when you think about it, and you start to see a lot of the same people, even if you didn't plan it. And so it was really cool to see you out in Orlando at Jamil and Pace's party at the Ice Bar. That was a lot of fun. We were just talking about how crowded it was. But you have been attending a lot of these different events. I'm curious, what is your goal every time you go to an event? Is it to network? Is it to learn and sit and suck in some of that information like a sponge from the speakers? What is your angle for going to these events?
Yeah, definitely. I would say both the knowledge component and networking with people, especially. I think some, meetups, I'm just going there to meet people, learn more about their experience, see if we can work on something together. So those more networking oriented, but some others, like in newer field that I've never done before, it's like absorbing more information, see what's out there, just open up my eyes, see what I can do outside of what I'm doing right now.
Oh yeah, and that networking element is so important, and so much so that like your current business partner you met through networking, right? And so there's a really cool way of turning these networking and meetups into something that can turn into something really positive. But you have to be intentional about it, right? Like if you didn't go there with a goal and like really be good about meeting people and learning about them, it'd be troublesome to create those bonds and find a business partner like John Galan.
Right. We met from Astro Flipping, which is our first mastermind, like with Jamil Dems, it's like a mentorship. And it's just amazing community. We started by doing deals independently in Florida and just partner on deals. And after that, like business dating period for 6 months, almost a year, it makes a lot more sense for us to operate cohesively as one company. So that's when we decided to partner. But yeah, absolutely right. And now, like every time, because we're looking for great salespeople. So every time I go to a meetup, I have the intention of meeting some amazing salespeople. I ask people around, hey, do you know if you have any friends or family who are salespeople are looking to join real estate team? Would love to get in touch with them. So definitely be intentional.
Oh yeah. So when you say salespeople, is that like a particular position in this space? Is it acquisition? Is it disposition? Or is it both?
It's more acquisition at this point. We have dispo hired already. So basically speaking with agent, work with them to getting deals.
Gotcha. Well, I'm guessing too, there's probably a lot of people in the astro flipping community who are already kind of, trained, right? The question is, are they good salespeople or not? Like having a good sales ability, but also understanding the lingo of real estate investing and what to say and what not to say goes a long way. So I'm sure you've been tapping into that source as well, right?
Yeah, we are open opportunities to both inside and outside of the community. And I think what I hear more about is if the person has the cognitive and the work ethic and alignment of the value. Those are three most important things. It can be a salesperson of cars, insurance, like solar panel, it doesn't really matter. As long as
Right.
that person, aligns the value with the corporation and having the work ethic, right? And also the high cognitive, we'll have some tests, etc., to test their cognitive. Because if they're willing to learn and quick to learn, pick up new things, they can pick up real estate pretty quickly. I'm happy to teach as long as that's the right person to pour into.
Right. Yeah. So they have to pass some qualifications for you guys to
Yeah.
even consider it. Do you make them take any sort of like a cognitive test like DISC or any of these others?
Yeah, like some, characteristics profile test just to see what kind of profile they are and if that's a good fit of what we're looking for. And then another PI test, cognitive test.
Gotcha. Very cool. And I like that you guys are doing that because most, even like large companies, don't use cognitive tests to make sure that people align with their goals and their culture, and it ends up biting them in the butt down the road. But you
Yeah.
guys are still fairly small, and you're already putting in good practices to make sure you're hiring right, and that's going to save you a lot of money in the down run.
In the long run, yeah, I think it will save money. Although right now all those tests cost money, but it's just a lot more efficient process because we've made mistakes along the hiring process, which is also a learning curve for us. It's some kind of something new, hiring, training people, onboarding, incentivizing. So from initial just based off of gut feeling, what they are telling us during the interview to now, like reading books, we learn. Like I love the book Who. It's like my Bible for hiring. I have it on my desk.
Which
Every
one?
time Who.
Let's see it. You got it on your desk right there, right?
Yeah, right. It's one. This
Oh,
book is actually Josiah. I went to, I don't know, it's not like showing it. Okay, here we go.
there you go.
So I went to the mastermind, Astro Mastermind, and I spoke with Josiah and told him about my hiring problem, and he's just gifted the book to me. He gifted like maybe 10 books to me at that mastermind. He is so generous and so kind. Yeah, but basically now it's more like methodic and system in terms of hiring. Like we have a scorecard, we know like what we're looking for, what's the result, and some measurement, asking the right question, and then do some tests. So it's not just based off of gut feeling because people, they all talk the talk, walk the walk, but like
Oh yeah.
actually perform on the side is a different story.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, that's so you guys started off as partners. How big is the team now?
So we have a lot of VA. Our company like is more VA oriented. They are helping, kind of admin work here and there, not so much on the phone. We do have like one VA on the phone more, but like they are more of supporting work. And Dispo is me. Now I'm selling every single deal, but we'll likely to have another Dispo person on board that's American, and the goal is to have her kind of replace my role. And for acquisition, now we're doing a lot of GV deals, from other wholesaler, from community, where they just know us from podcasts, social media, etc. They reach out to us to work with us. So a lot of inbound lead from other GV partners. And in terms of agent, it's just me and John. We call whenever we have time. So I would say I have like 5 VA, but we are looking to hire, 3 or 4 sales rep.
Gotcha. And they could be VAs, but it looks like you're asking around the US as well too.
So for sales rep, we want American, like 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that actually brings up an interesting conversation because you're born and raised in China, right? And so you came here at what age?
Pretty old already. I think 2018. I actually don't remember how old I was at that point.
Okay,
I
so
think
about 5
from
or
my
6 years
graduate
ago.
school. Yeah, 5 years ago, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a long time ago.
I did not come here as a kid at all. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're still pretty new in the US when it, compared to others, but obviously there was some language barriers. You speak very great English, but you mentioned that you wanted somebody who's United States based as a salesperson. What were some of the challenges that you've had to overcome being somebody who came here from another country, and now you're talking with people every day And they already have walls up, right? Who are you? How'd you get my information? Why are you calling me? And then if you have an accent, that is another layer of difficulty there.
Yeah, I think so I think I need to correct, I'm looking for American, because I think what causing the difference between American or VA is not like where they are from. It's more about the culture and the confidence, because what I noticed more is VA, especially from Philippines, they are a hard worker. They work really hard, but you kind of need to give them the exact specific guidance. Like you need to do 1, 2, 3 as detailed as possible. And when they're on the phone, they just don't really show their true personality. It feels like they are scripted, they cannot make a decision. And of course, all the agents, whoever likes to speak with decision maker, and they don't give that kind of vibe. So I would say confidence and, not being scripted, carry the conversation, build a relationship is more important than accent. Because especially in Florida, there are people from everywhere. Lots of people speak Spanish, very little English, but they still are just fine doing business. So I wouldn't say language is the biggest barrier. It's more about the personality coming across over the phone. So that's why I prefer American.
Right.
But let's say if somebody
cultural differences.
Yeah, cultural differences. They are also, I think it's more like service oriented country or culture. They tend to be super agreeable. But let's say for act rep with agent, you cannot be too agreeable. That's another cultural difference, and it would just make them feel uncomfortable to change who they actually are. And I wouldn't want to do that.
Right.
So that's the biggest reason. And in terms of the challenges that I was facing when I came here, honestly, I don't think that's like too much of the clash for me, because I kind of expected what to expect. And I knew I wanted to come here, do all of this before I do it. So I wouldn't say anything is like catch me off the guard. And language, yeah, I mean, like since I first came here as a graduate student at the University of Pennsylvania, that's like my first year of school. There was some work to be done on the language and everything, but I think, just like you practice, you learn, and you become better every day. And other challenges, I don't really think, like from my personality, I don't really think, but from what I heard from other people, is like real estate maybe is more male dominant industry, or like a lot of times in a room there's only one female or something. So a lot of women got intimidated. That's what I heard, but I don't see that as a problem for me just because my personality and everything.
Yeah. Well, and your success has demonstrated that it wasn't an issue for you, or if it ever, even if it was, even low subconscious level, you've certainly overcome that. So you came to the US to go to graduate school. What were you studying at the University of Pennsylvania?
Yeah, so it's like a combo. Half of them is business school, Wharton Business School, and another half is in science school, behavioral science, because I'm always interested in psychology, how people make decisions. So, and I think it's really good combination between business and about people, because who you do business with, you're doing business with people. So learning how people think, how they make decisions, I think that's going to be super helpful. And I do enjoy the like psychology part. It helps me with my daily life, my business, how I carry a conversation with people, negotiation, coming to an agreement, everything.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's probably the perfect marriage. Was it like a double major then? Or is it just one major and there was like two kind of focuses within that major?
So for that program, because it's like graduate program, you can choose your focus. A lot of people, they choose, for example, behavioral science with the like neuroscience focus to the path of the doctor or whatever. Like some people are doing like nonprofits, some people are doing like government. I choose my main focus path is business at Wharton School, but with a behavioral science background.
Yeah, I think that was a great approach, because you're right. It is a people business. Most of them are, but sometimes people forget about the people aspect, and they just come in and they're hard driving salespeople. It's marketing, it's finance, economics, and like the people part of it is secondary to them, and it doesn't work, right? Because at the end of the day, you're working with people who have feelings and emotions and wants and needs. And if you don't recognize those, you're gonna have a hard time in business.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's helped you out, it sounds like, significantly when you're talking with, agents, or you're talking with buyers. Where So you guys have done really well, right? You've grown significantly. When did you start wholesaling? So you decided that you didn't want to do the thing with business, right? Or maybe there was job opportunities. At what point did you decide you didn't want to go to the workforce and be a traditional worker, but you wanted to be an entrepreneur, and then maybe even real estate?
Yeah, I was doing W2 before. I did it for like maybe 3 years, I think. So I was on that path. And because my, Asian education background, which was like you're always taught to do the corporate job, be the hard worker, work as hard as you can, and climb the career ladder, stuff like that. So entrepreneur has never been something in my mind at all. Like I never thought I was an entrepreneur, and I did not like it. I just feel like there are people who are not having a job and keep busy, so they give themselves like an own title. Um, but yeah, I think it's just the thing that completely changed my mindset is from reading Rich Dad and Poor Dad. I'm pretty sure that's the book changing a lot of people's mindset. And from there, kind of just opened a complete different perspective and how I look at things, the different angle, and start reading more, learning more, and gradually changed my mindset to be an entrepreneur. And I think it's also limiting beliefs is because as a W2, you basically just do the job and you call it a day. You don't take any responsibilities. That's also, I'm not generalizing saying it's a thing for everybody, but I think it's also avoiding taking a responsibility, because if anything, you won't be the person to like take on the consequences. As an entrepreneur, if you are not living the life, like feeling proud by the end of the day, you will feel the consequences in 3 weeks, 6 weeks, or 3 months. So
Right.
having the courage to take on that, face the challenge, take on the responsibility, was not something I was willing to. But then I realized I'm more than capable of doing that. And entrepreneurship, it's a little bit riskier than W2, but like it's a lot more fun. And that's how I feel like I want to spend my life.
Oh yeah. So you weren't fitting into the entrepreneurial mold to begin with. What did it take for you to have that paradigm shift, to switch from, okay, I'm going to go work in corporate America, to I'm going to be my own boss?
I think it's just what I want to do outside of the 9 to 5. People say you're 5 to 9. No, like you're 5 to 9, create your future 9 to 5, basically. And I think it's just, the working hour and the demanding level and what I am allowed and not allowed to do during my 5 to 9 kind of make me feel like, okay, for my particular situation, it's hard to manage both because of some, requirement, and everything is not just time command and demand. So I have to pick one. And if I pick one, and if I know, so that's the thing I heard is if you are on the path leading to where you will 100% regret, why are you still going there? As compared to you start choosing something, it may or may not work out, but you will not be 100% regret. So
Right.
that's kind of like, I know, okay, if I keep doing this, I know I will be 1,000% regretful 5 years, 10 years later. There is no other possibility compared
Right.
to start doing something new. I may fail, but also that's another belief is if I never quit, I will never fail. It's just part of the process, testing process. Someone can only fail if they quit, because that's when they stop. If you never stop, it's just part of the process leading up to success. So the result for the other path is success, or on the way to success, on the way to the life that I want to live in the future, 5, 10 years down the road, however long it might be. So it's a no-brainer for me to, take the leap of faith and start doing my own thing.
So this life that you want to lead in the future, this is your why. Okay. Or it's at least part of your why. So for a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't make it this far because they don't have a strong enough why, and they can't put themselves in the shoes of a successful person in the future. Did you have a strong why early on when you were starting off that kept you going when times were difficult? There's something that was just right there that was driving you?
So yeah, like in the beginning, there are some whys, and which is different from the whys compared to now. In the beginning, it's more about, like I really just want to be a free individual. I want to be able to have the control of my life and not really being the labor of something else. People see it differently. Some people see W-2 is, like a different way, but I feel like it's kind of a labor, not really creating what something belongs to me, belongs to, my family, or can pass along to the next generation. So in my opinion, I just want that freedom as an independent individual. That's the imminent why. So I never thought about quitting, but I'd say if I ever thought about quitting, like thinking of going back to that situation, the pain of going back, the imagination of the pain of going back is more than whatever I was facing at the moment. Like whatever I'm doing, the challenges is way easier than thinking of going back. So another reason is just my family. Like, I'm far away from them, and I want to have the freedom, like financially and time-wise, to be able to visit them, bring them on to travel, provide them the best experience ever. So that was my two why in the beginning. But I would say now the why is different because, of course, my family is still my why. Another why is I want to create something that is impactful. And I am responsible for people working in our organization. Like those VA or American, it doesn't really matter. Their family is depending on them, who is depending on my decision to make sure we provide a secure, successful, and welcoming working environment for them. So for example, like Daniel, he's one of the American. We also met Daniel from Astro. Like he has been following me, working with me, no matter what decision I make since I started. He is very loyal, and he was having his W-2. I think by the time people see this, probably he won't be having that anymore. So I think I'm fine with saying that. So he is having his W-2. He always has the goal of quitting the job. And, his wife was, expecting, I think several months ago, I think sometime this year, like his wife was expecting, I think it's, beginning of this year. And he kind of have the goal of, making the wholesale work and be able to, quit the job by November, yada, when he has his baby. But because, it did not really work out as a salesperson because he is essentially an integrator. So like I was able to recognize his strength and reposition him within my organization and provide him a role with it, which is fitting his skill set, which is for integrator, fit his interest, and also being able to provide him a full-time job. So he is having his baby this coming Monday in 3 days, which is also the day that he can do real estate full-time with me. And just his wife is so happy, and the whole family is like so blessed. They were so happy because now he can just, stay at home, have the freedom, do the thing he loves as work, and just look over his shoulder, see his baby, see his wife. And it's a lot risky compared to the previous job he had on site. So, just family like that, they are depending on me to provide a future, like a better living quality environment for them. That's my why as well. And I would say the third one is that's just who I am. Some people are looking for a more chilling, comfortable lifestyle. And I think for me, because of my characteristic profile and everything, I'm just a hustler. I always need to be on the next thing. And I think for corporate stuff is the regime and everything just kind of like give a limit. You need to do things, follow certain procedure or like rules, whatever. Right. But for me, just keep going, keep trying new things and being able to try whatever I want to try. That freedom, I think only entrepreneurship and being my own, manager or my own boss can give me that.
Oh yeah. I'm so happy you found that other why, that impactful why, where you're putting others almost ahead of yourself. Like you're putting their well-being in front of your own well-being, which is very admirable. And so it's cool that you get to do that through business, right? Because a lot of people think impact is like, okay, I have to go volunteer. I have to go volunteer for this nonprofit or this charity, and that's how they, give impact back. But there is a way of doing it through business too, and it's by providing jobs, like jobs with good income. You can change hundreds of people's lives by doing it that way.
Absolutely. And all those people in Philippines, they are living a wonderful life. And also, for example, my disco girl, just being able to create opportunity at work for them to prove themselves, to accomplish things, to overcome whatever their barriers is, and getting comfortable with uncomfortableness, give them confidence and the meaning of living, of day by day. They are looking forward to coming to work because they see a different version of themselves now working with us. And another example is another VA. He's also in Philippines, and I think he has like knee bad injury or whatever. He was like on the wheel, and he cannot, walk, play with his kids, send his kids to school, whatever. And me and John, we just send him money for the like surgery, just not like compensation, just give him the money because we can take on that. But that completely changed his life. He had surgery, I think, maybe last month, and now he's recovering speedily. Anytime, like very soon, he will be able to walk, play with his kids, send his kids to family, take care of his parents. So that's the true meaning of doing this, to take care of other families.
Oh yeah. It's not a coincidence in my mind, at least, that these people live in other countries, and you have, that's why it's a strong why for you, because you're helping somebody who maybe is in a situation in a foreign country where like they don't have what we have as Americans, right? You came from that potentially in China. Is that part of why that why is so strong for you, because of your background?
I wouldn't say so. People in China, they are pretty spoiled.
Oh, they are?
They are very spoiled. Yeah. I wouldn't say that. My Chinese people will hate me. But I would say people, they are like, especially kids at family, they are very well taken care of. They don't really go through hardship, but that's way too generalizing. Of course, they are entrepreneur, hardworking people, yada yada yada. But I wouldn't say there is a strong connection.
Okay. That's surprising to me to hear, because when I see stuff on TV, maybe they're showing different parts of, obviously China's got 2 billion people or something like that. Like, so there's different parts, right? There's the different gradients. You got the people who are the working class, and then maybe, people in the middle, and then there's the people who are poor or working in the fields or whatever. So anyway, that's interesting to hear that perspective. So that's a big driver of that why then.
I think in Asia in general, we have stronger work ethic compared to like Western part of the world. Like people, they are just have that work ethic, grinding, rooted in their blood. Like that's just part of who they are. So that's another benefit of working with VA overseas, because they really work hard. I think that second one was discovered as I started doing it more and more, and realized, okay, how much impact I can make in another person's life.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool. So what's the next level of impact? Is it just hiring more people, or do you ever have like any dreams or aspirations of doing something else to impact people's lives through your success?
Yeah, absolutely. So the vision for the wholesale business is to become like a national franchise company. Basically, we will test out a blueprint, a business model that's almost guarantee a success. And other people who wants to create something for themselves, for their family, they can just implement our business model, have the path to success, and accomplish with the wholesaling money as the means to the end, whatever accomplish what they want to accomplish in their life. That's the first one. That can allow us to help a lot more people, because all of those franchisees, they have their employee, yada yada. And another one is I'm doing large multifamily. So either as the syndicator, we change the neighborhood, improving the living quality of those people living in that area, or I'm on the other side helping other investor to invest in those multifamily deals. Either they want, have other busy W-2 or are busy with other things. It provides an extra stream of income that is more passive, a little bit more secure and long-term for them to accomplish their goal and better plan their like retirement or their personal finances. So a lot of people, they're smart, genius, but they are good with what they are doing, not so much with personal finance kind of things. So being able to provide some advice, professional suggestion, and good opportunity in front of them to help their family, have some generational wealth, things like that. That's also something that I think I can do to, create some impact.
Right. That's really cool. Yeah, I definitely think that there's, a lot of different ways to give back. And I've got some ideas and I've got a goal of opening up a business school for young entrepreneurs or at-risk youth and helping people with, financial literacy and giving them opportunities to do business, right? The little things in business that we don't learn through life. We don't learn them in business school typically. And you have to go out and kind of just throw yourself in to the whole scenario and learn that way. The school of hard knocks and on the job training is how a lot of us learn. So that's what I want to do is do some education for young people so they can learn these skills that we're using in our businesses. So tell me the name of your guys' business again, so just so people can know, like, once you start doing franchising, they can be like, we want one. What do you call it, and what's the concept behind it?
Yeah, so for wholesaling, our company name is EzyRes. EZYRES stands for Easy Residential. And if you just take the initial of EzyRes, which is ER, is kind of also emergency rescuer. Basically, we bring those fixer-upper back to life quickly. That's kind of the meaning behind it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's the wholesale business. We are all over in Florida market. Anybody, if you need help with your deals, either your first deal or 100 deal, you want to work together, we are more than happy to connect. So definitely feel free to reach out. And me and John are also doing large multifamily. So either you are interested in learning more education component or just seeing what's out there in the market, we would love to talk with you too.
That's great. And can people work with you by like sending you deals, but also you've got syndications too. So if people have some money that's sitting in a 401k or an IRA or just sitting in the bank, you can help them invest that money and get a good return on it.
Yeah, pretty much. Because with my finance background in wealth management, I know like to identify people's financial goals, the risk appetite, and match them with the best opportunity. So that's how I leverage that experience and skill set from my previous job to multifamily syndication side. And wholesaling, we helped a lot of several hundred wholesaler did their first deal. But also we have a lot of repeat partners. We do deals all the time together. It's a different kind of happy when we are doing deals with friends and all make money, all win, than just, get a deal and sell it ourselves, getting more money, which is good, but it feels a lot happier when we do deals with friends.
Oh yeah. I love that. So you said you've helped hundreds of wholesalers do their first deal, which makes me think, okay, well, if you've done hundreds with just people doing their first deals, then you must be doing hundreds or thousands of other deals. Like we're coming to the end of this year. Like, how many deals have you guys closed this year? If you don't mind sharing, or bragging a little bit, what have you guys been able to do so far?
Yeah, so John is like the person who is bookkeeping from his accounting background, so he knows the number better than me. I'm just the go-giver. I'm like the person go out hunting, getting it sold and bring it back. He will do all the accounting stuff. So my wholesale journey, total journey, is a year. I started about last year, September, October-ish. So it's just a little bit over 1 year.
Oh,
And
wow.
where we are right now is we're assigning, average 3 to 8 deals per week. That's just a regular week. So every month, at least 100K. But that's just the volume we have. I genuinely don't know how many deals we have closed this year.
Right. But that's pretty amazing. I mean, maybe like on average, 5 deals a week, right? Times 50. So that's 250 deals you'll close in a year.
Yeah, if that's 50, yeah, I would say probably that's a wrong number.
That's amazing. You're just like, oh yeah, we're just doing that many deals. That's absolutely fantastic. So it's a 7-figure business, conservatively
Yeah, it is.
already in your first year in business. Like that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
That
there are more exciting stuff coming because now we're not the wholesaler anymore. We are the business owner. So we're
right,
building a team, we're operating at a different level. The day-to-day, I'm not like, oh, today I'm so busy calling 100 people. That's
right.
not what I'm busy with anymore. Just different things. But yeah, it's fun to work on different level, like operate things in a different way.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Like there's a book I'm like just finished called The E-Myth, and
Mm-hmm.
you read the book. It sounds
Yeah.
like, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's like that transition from being a technician, the
Yeah.
people they're doing like all the daily stuff that has to get done, to the business owner, who is kind of managing people and making sure things are moving forward, to like that visionary who can think about the
Exactly.
next big thing that's going to move the business forward, or the next big company or entrepreneurial idea. So that's kind of where you're at right now. uh,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Now I'm wearing all the hats. I'm in like the transition between technical role to right now is technical plus managerial plus visionary. The next step will be just managerial plus visionary, and the next step will be just visionary.
right. What are your guys' goals for 2024, knowing that you've already done such an amazing job in 2023? Do you have any marks that you want to share with the group? Like where are you guys going next year?
Yeah. So the goal, that's a good question. We do have a goal for 2024. 2024, we're planning on, establish fully automate Florida market and getting to another 2 new markets as our corporate store and fully automate the 2 markets as well. That's the business expansion perspective. And from the revenue perspective, we want to have total revenue 1 million per month.
1 million a month.
No, let me
That's
think. That would be, sorry, will be, yeah, sorry, 300K, well, 100 per week for Florida market, and another 100 or 200 for another 2 markets. So it will be like 300K per week across 3 corporate store. If you time 5, how much is that? I think that's over 1 million.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah, okay.
So that sounds conservative for with those extra stores you're bringing on and being able to implement that automation. You guys have been able to do over 1 million with just one store in one market. So you guys are being conservative with those numbers, I believe. And then bringing on new team members, right?
Mhm.
Are you going to start selling franchise stores or licensed stores in 2024 as well?
Not really in 2024 because we want to have 5 or 6 corporate store to really prove that it is a business model that is almost guaranteed a success. So getting 5 or 6 business corporate store is our first step, and by next year we want to have 3 in total, and all of them are fully automated. And because different market has different nature, like some market has higher volume but like a smaller spread, some market lower volume but bigger spread. So like per week goal is different. I would say Florida 100K per week. Let's say another market 100, 200 per week. So I would say, yeah, I think 1 million is way more conservative because I'm like measuring from a weekly basis. So I don't
Yeah.
really have a monthly number in my mind. I think that's conservative, but yeah, we want to fully establish. But the good thing is by 2024, all those money will be passive essentially, because at that point we should be fully delegating all the 3 stores and just keep working on getting more. So those money will be passive.
Yeah. Will the syndication deals be underneath the same corporate umbrella, or are you going to have a different company for that?
Yeah, that's a different business, completely separate from wholesale. But another reason got me personally interested in investing in syndication is because the tax benefit. All the wholesale, cash flow, their active income. And a lot of my buyers, they're doing flips. Those are active income too, and they need some write-off. And flipping a house, you won't get a write-off. If you hold as a rental, yeah, you will get a write-off. And wholesaling, absolutely no write-off at all. So this year I invested, and I'm also the syndicator. I'm the sponsor on the team as well. A great syndication, that one is in Dallas, Texas. And that one not only providing great return, and it's like institutional class kind of investment. So it's very safe. It's class A as well. And it's providing 200% depreciation. So I invest $1, I can write off $2. So I invested in some money as LP. I'm also GP on the deal as well, and completely wipe out my tax bill for this year.
That's fantastic.
It is. Great feeling.
Oh, I bet it is. Yeah. You said 2 terms there that I want to clarify for people. You said LP and GP, right? So limited partner and general partner, right? In a syndication deal. So the general partner is the one that's kind of organizing everything, right? Putting together the deal, putting together the pro forma, doing a lot of the legwork to make sure the numbers work. And then the LPs are the ones that are investing and also helping to raise money. Am I right?
No, LP is just they invest your money. Similar to invest to stock, you invest to anything else. It's very passive. You put money in the deal, you collect your check. Upon exit, either we sell it or refinance, you get a bigger check. That's LP. That's why we call it limited partner, because your responsibility is limited. And of course, if you want to jump on a meeting, asking questions, see what's going on, you are always welcome to do that, but that's not part of your responsibilities. And for GP, general partner, we're doing from acquisition, underwriting, due diligence, working with the bank to secure the loan, walk the property, closing on it, fundraising, raising capital, investor relation, and most importantly, after closing on it, the asset management component to make sure, the CapEx management, lease management is on point, is on track, so we can deliver the business plan, the promise we give to LP upfront.
Right. Yeah, a lot of moving parts there, but I think it's a great way for somebody, like you said, who has income from wholesaling or fix and flipping or some other strategy to park some money someplace and start thinking about, building that generational wealth. Because if it's just on a transactional basis, like if you stop working tomorrow, no more revenues coming in, right? It's done. And so thinking of, okay, like I can grind and I can continue to do the transactional wholesale deals or fix and flip deals, be taxed at a higher rate. I can't find some deductions, but potentially putting some of the money into these more passive income streams is going to be a good tax write-off, and also create some income that you don't have to work for.
Yeah, and that's a difference. I do want to be transparent with people. For a large multifamily syndication, it's not really going to help you build generational wealth. For generational wealth, it's more like you buy, let's say, single family, or you buy a multifamily just by yourself. You almost own it 100%. And that's when you can 1031 exchange into more units and have generational wealth. Because the syndication, how many parties are involved, it's very hard to do 1031 exchange unless you are like a big capital component of the whole deal. So the generating wealth perspective is you are like saving money, like basically investing money today as opposed to paying tax. And you use the money, and when let's say you exit, you have way more money and you use different strategy, like you buy other properties to write off the income, you invest into the other deal to basically help you preserve what you have made, and you can use those preserved money to have generational wealth. So that's the difference. So I think it's a good balance if you invest right now in large multifamily, so you preserve the money, today's money, and when you reap off the benefit, whatever, you invest them into like other smaller deals, like 18, 30 units, whatever, just by yourself. and then you roll them by 1031 exchange to more units, that's to generate generational wealth. But if you don't preserve the money today, by the time you want to invest with like the depreciation, like inflation and everything, you probably have 1/3 of the money left.
Right. That is a challenge too. Well, that's awesome. I really am excited for you and John and your business venture here, and you got some exciting things coming down the pipe. I think that you're going to absolutely kill your goals for 2024. And I'm sure by 2025, when you guys start, putting the franchise available to others to come on board, that you're going to have a perfect, system in place where they can just duplicate what you've done, get all the benefits that where you guys have done all the hard work and put the systems in place and the processes in place, and they'll be able to buy in, and everyone's just going to do fantastic. So I wish you well, and congratulations on everything you've accomplished so far. It's pretty exciting, and you've got a great story. You're coming from China and going to school here, and now like building this thriving business. Congratulations on all of that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'd love to keep you posted on our journey.
Yeah, I know we will. I'm sure we'll run into each other at the next event. But let's stay in contact. And thank you again for taking the time to talk with us here and share some nuggets of value. I think that the people listening to this are going to learn a bunch, and mainly, I think, get inspired. Like, you really are inspirational, and I think that you're a great person for young women and people who are maybe not from the United States to know that those aren't real challenges. Like, you can certainly overcome anything that's put in front of you. And so a lot of those limiting beliefs are in our head. And you're just the perfect example of somebody who was blasted through the foreign wall, and then blasted through, the woman wall, and blasted through the wall of being a young person. And all those are just gone now, and you've proven it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much. Like and follow the podcast here, and keep an eye out for future podcast guests. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
See you. Bye.
That's a wrap on today's Real Estate Revelations. Thank you for tuning into the REI Hacker Podcast. Remember, every property has a story, and every deal is a lesson. Until next time, keep hacking the real estate world.